January 7, 2019. Detective Alana Reeves pressed her fingertips against the cold wall of the apartment hallway, tracing the outline where a body had fallen just hours earlier. The motion-activated light above flickered, casting strange shadows across the crime scene tape. 8:42 p.m., the timestamp on the security footage had read. 18 seconds was all it took for someone to end a life and vanish. "Tell me again what we know," she said, turning to her partner. Detective Marcus Chen flipped open his notepad. Derek Miles, 29. Shot twice in the chest at 8:42 p.m. No signs of struggle. Barefoot, wearing sweatpants and a hoodie. Security camera caught the back of the shooter, also in a hoodie, face deliberately turned away from the lens. Alana crouched down, examining the faint outline that forensics had marked. The door was open. Ajar, Chen confirmed. Takeout order inside, still warm when first responders arrived. Nothing taken except. Except what? According to the girlfriend, Elena Wu, a sealed manila envelope that had been on the kitchen table. She'd left about 20 minutes before the shooting. Alana stood, her knees cracking slightly. The hallway of the Camden Heights apartment building felt unnaturally quiet, as if the whole structure was holding its breath. The cream-colored walls, generic artwork, and fluorescent lighting gave nothing away, a perfect setting for an anonymous killing. "Robbery?" she asked, though she already knew the answer. Chen shook his head. Wallet, phone, watch, all untouched. Even had cash in his wallet. So someone wanted what was in that envelope. Alana stepped carefully into Derek's apartment. The scent of cooling food still lingered, pad thai and spring rolls according to the containers. One container had a note scrawled across it, "For Derek. Don't trust the sauce." "What do we know about him?" Alana asked, scanning the apartment. It was neat, organized. A laptop sat closed on a small desk in the corner. Books on cybersecurity lined a small bookshelf. Derek Miles worked in IT security for Riverside Credit Union. Clean record. Good employee according to preliminary interviews. No known enemies. Lived here for 3 years. Alana picked up a framed photo, Derek with a young Asian woman, both smiling, a beach in the background. The girlfriend? Elena Wu, 27. Works in data analytics. Been together 2 years. She found the body when she came back to check on him after he didn't answer his texts. She'd forgotten her charger. And the charger? Still in the bedroom, right where she said it would be. The crime scene technicians had already done their job, but Alana still moved carefully, feeling the weight of a life suddenly cut short. The takeout containers bothered her, particularly that note. Don't trust the sauce. A warning? A joke? "I want to speak with the girlfriend again," Alana said. "And let's get a full talk screen." The medical examiner's fluorescent lights hummed overhead as Dr. Patel pulled back the sheet covering Derek Miles. "Cause of death is clear," Dr. Patel said, pointing to the 2 bullet wounds in the chest. But there was something unusual in his blood work. Alana leaned closer. "What kind of unusual?" "Fentanyl," Dr. Patel said, handing over a report. "Not enough to kill him, but enough to impair judgment significantly. Someone drugged him before he was shot." Chen frowned. "How would someone slip him fentanyl?" "Most likely through something he ate or drank shortly before death," Dr. Patel replied. "The levels suggest ingestion within an hour of death." Alana's mind went to the takeout containers. Don't trust the sauce. "We need to test that food," she said. Immediately. Travis Deegan shifted uncomfortably in the police station chair. He kept glancing at the clock on the wall. "I already told the officers everything last night," he said. "I heard arguing in the hallway, thought it was another delivery gone to the wrong unit. It happens a lot in our building." Alana studied him carefully. Same build as Derek, same haircut. He was even wearing a hoodie from the same delivery app that Derek often wore, according to Elena. "Tell me about the package you received last night," Alana said. Travis's eyes widened slightly. "Package? Oh, that. It came around 8:30. I wasn't expecting anything, but I figured my roommate ordered something." "But it wasn't addressed to you?" "No," Travis admitted. "I realized that after I opened it. The label was smudged, but I could make out an M in the last name. I figured it was for Miles down the hall, but I was going to check in the morning." He swallowed hard. "Then I heard about what happened." "What was in the package, Mr. Deegan?" Chen asked. Travis's face paled. "I don't know why someone would send that stuff. A burner phone, black gloves, and," he hesitated, "a photo of Derek Miles. I didn't even recognize him at first, but after the police showed up, I put it together." Alana exchanged a glance with Chen. "You look a lot like Derek Miles. Same build, same haircut." "Yeah, Elena, his girlfriend, she jokes about it sometimes. Says we could be brothers." Travis rubbed his hands together. You don't think the shooter meant to get me, do you?" "Or," Alana said carefully, "they meant to get Derek but delivered the package to you by mistake. A staging package for the hit." Travis's eyes widened. "What the hell did Derek get involved in?" "That's what we're trying to figure out," Chen said. "Do you still have the package and its contents?" "No," Travis said. "The officers took everything last night." After Travis left, Alana sat back in her chair. The shooter hits the wrong apartment first, realizes their mistake, then corrects course. "But why give a warning package to the target?" Chen asked. "They didn't mean to," Alana replied. "They meant to give themselves what they needed for the hit. This wasn't professional, it was someone who planned it out but made mistakes in execution." "So, not a professional hit?" "Professional enough to avoid the cameras, but not professional enough to get the right apartment on the first try." Elena Wu's eyes were red-rimmed, her hands clutching a tissue as she sat in the interview room. "I've already told you everything," she said quietly. "I left around 8:20 to meet my sister for dinner. Derek was ordering in because he had some work to finish." "What kind of work?" Alana asked gently. Elena hesitated. "His regular IT security stuff, I thought." "Ms. Wu," Chen said, leaning forward, "we found traces of fentanyl in Derek's system. Someone drugged him before he was killed." Elena's eyes widened in shock. "What? How is that possible?" "The takeout," Alana said. The note on one container read, "Don't trust the sauce." "Was that some kind of inside joke between you two?" Elena's face drained of color. That wasn't from the restaurant. Derek and I have this joke about bad takeout sauces, but no delivery place would write that." "So someone tampered with the food," Chen said. "Someone who knew about your inside joke." Elena's hands trembled. "Oh God. Ms. Wu," Alana said softly, "we need to know what Derek was involved in. The envelope that was taken, what was in it?" Elena was quiet for a long moment. "Then, about 3 weeks ago, Derek started acting differently. Jumpy. Checking his phone constantly. I finally confronted him last week, and he admitted he'd taken on a private freelance job." "What kind of job?" "Something about retrieving corrupted financial data from an internal whistleblower. He said it was just a technical job, nothing dangerous." She wiped her eyes. 2 days ago, he came home really upset. Said he'd stumbled on something but didn't want to report it yet. He needed to be sure." "Did he tell you what it was?" "No. But I saw him printing documents and putting them in that manila envelope. He said it was insurance." Alana exchanged a look with Chen. "Did Derek have any problems at work recently? Any conflicts with coworkers?" "No," Elena said, then paused. Well, there was some tension with his supervisor, Martin Kessler. Derek mentioned Martin was pressuring the team about some new security protocol implementation. Said Martin was acting paranoid about it. Martin Kessler, Chen noted. We'll need to speak with him. Elena nodded, then looked up suddenly. There's something else. The night before it happened, Derek backed up some files. He was always careful about that sort of thing. He might have copies of whatever was in that envelope. Riverside Credit Union's glass and steel building gleamed in the winter sunlight. The security guard at the front desk called up to verify their appointment with Patricia Vaughn, the HR director. Detective Reeves, Detective Chen, Patricia greeted them in a small conference room. This is a terrible tragedy. Derek was a valued member of our team. We're trying to understand what might have led to his murder, Alana said. We'd like to speak with his supervisor, Martin Kessler. Patricia's professional smile faltered slightly. I'm afraid Martin has taken a leave of absence. The news about Derek hit him particularly hard. When did he take this leave? Chen asked. Yesterday morning, Patricia replied. He called in, said he needed some personal time. Convenient timing, Alana noted. We'll need his contact information. Patricia nodded stiffly. Of course. But I want to emphasize that Riverside has been fully cooperative with your investigation. We've already provided Derek's work emails and files. What about the project he was working on? Something about a new security protocol? Chen asked. Patricia's eyes narrowed slightly. All of our security measures are confidential, as you can understand. But yes, Derek was part of the team implementing enhanced encryption for our customer data. Was there an internal whistleblower situation recently? Alana asked directly. Patricia's composed demeanor cracked for just a moment. I'm not sure what you're referring to. Derek told his girlfriend he was doing freelance work involving a whistleblower and corrupted financial data, Chen said. Does that ring any bells? Absolutely not, Patricia said firmly. Any outside consulting work would be a violation of our employment agreements. And I can assure you, we have no whistleblower situations here. As they left the building, Chen muttered, she's hiding something. Of course she is, Alana replied. Let's find Martin Kessler before he disappears completely. Martin Kessler's suburban home was dark when they arrived. No car in the driveway. A pile of newspapers sat uncollected on the front step. Neighbor says he left in a hurry yesterday morning, Chen said, returning from the house next door. Packed a bag, took off in his car. Didn't say where he was going. Alana peered through the front window. We need a warrant. The warrant came through by late afternoon. Martin's house was neat, organized, almost too organized, as if it had been recently cleaned. In his home office, the computer was gone, but the cables remained on the desk. He took his computer, Chen said, but maybe he missed something. In the shredder beside the desk, they found strips of paper. The forensics team would need to reconstruct them, but Alana could make out what looked like account numbers on some of the strips. Check this out, Chen called from the kitchen. He held up a receipt. Gas station out by the interstate, yesterday morning. He's running, Alana said. Let's put out an APB. Back at the precinct, Alana stared at the evidence board. Derek's photo in the center, connected by lines to Travis, Elena, Martin, and the mysterious package. Lab results on the food came back, Chen said, walking in with a report. Fentanyl in the pad thai sauce. And something else, the handwriting on the container doesn't match samples of Elena's writing. So someone else wrote that warning, Alana mused. Someone who knew their inside joke about not trusting the sauce. That's not all, Chen added. I got the full background on Derek Miles. Before Riverside, he worked for a data recovery firm that specialized in financial institutions. One of their clients. Hammersmith Investment Group. Why does that name sound familiar? Because 3 months ago, the SEC opened an investigation into Hammersmith for potential fraud. Nothing public yet, but I've got a contact at the SEC who gave me a heads up. Alana stood up straight. And Riverside Credit Union has several joint ventures with Hammersmith subsidiaries. The pieces were starting to fit together. Derek wasn't just IT security. He was data recovery. If Hammersmith was committing fraud and routing it through Riverside accounts, Chen continued. Then Derek might have found the evidence, Alana finished. That's something he stumbled upon. Her phone rang, the forensics lab. She listened, her expression growing more intense. The shredded documents from Kessler's place, she said after hanging up. Account numbers that matched dormant accounts at Riverside. And they found fingerprints on the burner phone from the package delivered to Travis Deegan. Kessler's? Chen asked. No, Alana replied. Belongs to someone named Nathan Whitman. Former security consultant. Worked for both Hammersmith and Riverside 3 years ago. Professional enough to avoid cameras, Chen mused. But not professional enough to get the right apartment on the first try, Alana added. Let's find Whitman. Nathan Whitman's apartment was in a rundown complex across town. No one answered when they knocked. The manager let them in after they showed their badges. The apartment was sparse, minimalist furniture, few personal touches. But on the coffee table sat a laptop, still open. He left in a hurry, Chen said, pulling on gloves before touching anything. The laptop was unlocked, open to an email account. The most recent email was a flight confirmation, to the Cayman Islands, departing that morning. He's gone, Alana said. But he left evidence behind. In the bedroom closet, they found a hoodie matching the one seen on the security footage. In the trash, a receipt for Takeout, the same restaurant that had delivered to Derek's apartment. He tampered with the food, Chen said. Wrote the warning. But why warn Derek if he was going to kill him anyway? Alana frowned, thinking. What if the warning wasn't from the killer? What if someone else knew Derek was in danger? Chen's phone rang. After a brief conversation, he hung up, his expression grim. They found Martin Kessler. Dead in his car at a rest stop. Apparent suicide, but the ME wants to examine the body before making it official. This is getting cleaned up, Alana said. Someone's tying up loose ends. Back at Derek's apartment, Alana stood in the hallway where he'd died. The motion light flickered overhead, just as it had when they first arrived. What are we missing? She asked aloud. Something about the timing bothered her. Elena left at 8:20. The package was delivered to Travis at 8:30. Derek was killed at 8:42. The food delivery arrived, when? She checked the case notes. The restaurant confirmed the delivery was made at 8:35. The delivery person, Alana said suddenly. Did anyone interview them? Chen checked the file. Brief statement. Said he delivered the food, Derek paid, end of story. But the food was inside the apartment, barely touched. If Derek paid for it at 8:35, why didn't he eat any before he was killed 7 minutes later? Maybe he was getting plates. Chen suggested. Barefoot, in the hallway. And who wrote that warning on the container if not the killer or Elena? They tracked down the delivery driver, a college student named Raj Patel. He looked nervous when they approached him outside his dorm. I already told the other officers what happened, he said. Tell us again, Alana insisted. Every detail. Raj shifted his weight from foot to foot. I delivered the food around 8:35. The guy answered, paid, took the food. That's it. Did you see anyone else in the hallway? Anyone waiting? No, just him. And you're sure it was Derek Miles who answered the door? Chen asked, showing him a photo. Raj studied it, then frowned. I think so. It was dark in the hallway. The motion light wasn't working right. Alana showed him a photo of Travis Deegan. Could it have been this man? Raja's eyes widened. Maybe. They look similar. I didn't get a great look. What about the note on the container? Alana asked. Don't trust the sauce. Did you write that? What? No, Raj said, clearly confused. I don't write notes on orders. As they walked back to their car, Chen said, so either Derek or Travis accepted the food delivery. But Derek was the one who ended up dead in the hallway. What if, Alana said slowly, they both went into the hallway that night? What if Travis was there too? Travis Deegan was packing when they arrived at his apartment. Suitcases open on the bed, clothes being hastily shoved inside. Going somewhere? Alana asked from the doorway, making him jump. Just visiting family, Travis stammered. After what happened, I don't feel safe here. That's understandable, Chen said. Especially since the killer might have mistaken Derek for you at first. Or, Alana added, they might have mistaken you for Derek. Travis stilled. What do you mean? We've been thinking about the timing, Alana said, stepping into the apartment. The package delivery at 8:30. The food at 8:35. The shooting at 8:42. So we're wondering if you were in the hallway that night. If you might have seen something. Travis's eyes darted to his suitcase, then back. I told you, I heard arguing. That's all. The thing is, Chen said, we found your fingerprints on Derek's door. It was a bluff, but Travis's reaction confirmed their suspicions. His face went pale. I knocked on his door earlier that day, he said quickly. To ask about a package. Not the package that came at 8:30, Alana pointed out. Travis sat down heavily on the bed. Look, I didn't kill him. I swear. Then tell us what really happened, Chen said. Travis took a deep breath. I knew Derek better than I let on. We weren't just neighbors, we were working together. On what? Alana asked. The whistleblower thing. I was the whistleblower. Travis ran a hand through his hair. I work at Hammersmith Investment Group. I found evidence of fraud, massive fraud, involving transfers through Riverside Credit Union accounts. I reached out to Derek because of his expertise. And the envelope? Copies of everything I'd gathered. Derek was helping me build the case before taking it to the SEC. He looked up at them, eyes haunted. That night, I got that weird package. It freaked me out. Then I heard someone at Derek's door, the food delivery. But something felt off. I went to warn him. You wrote the note on the container, Alana realized. Travis nodded. I intercepted the delivery, wrote the warning, then knocked on Derek's door. When he came out, we argued. I wanted him to leave with me right then. He wanted to grab the envelope first. Travis's voice caught. Then someone came up the stairs. Derek pushed me back toward my apartment, told me to hide. I heard the shots, but I was too scared to look. By the time I found my courage, the shooter was gone, and Derek, he couldn't finish. Why didn't you tell us this before? Chen demanded. Because I was afraid I'd be next, Travis said. Martin Kessler was Derek's supervisor, but he was also on Hammersmith's payroll. So was Nathan Whitman, their security consultant. They were hunting for the whistleblower, for me. And now Kessler's dead, Alana said. And Whitman's fled the country. There are others involved, Travis insisted. Bigger players. The fraud goes all the way to Hammersmith's executive team, and they have connections in Riverside's leadership too. The envelope, Chen said. Did Derek make copies? Travis nodded slowly. On a secure cloud server. He gave me the access credentials. He reached for his phone, pulled up an app. Everything's here. Enough to take down both companies. 3 weeks later, Alana stood in the now empty hallway of Camden Heights. The building management had finally fixed the motion light, no more flickering. But people still talked about how, for those 3 weeks after the murder, the light would flicker at exactly 8:42 p.m., the time of the shooting. The SEC had moved swiftly once they received the evidence. Arrests at both Hammersmith and Riverside. Nathan Whitman was in custody, extradited from the Cayman Islands. He'd confessed to killing Derek on orders from higher up, thinking he was eliminating the whistleblower. But some questions remained unanswered. Martin Kessler's death had been ruled suspicious, the suicide staging too perfect. And the highest executives at both companies maintained their innocence, claiming they knew nothing of the fraud. Elena Wu had moved out of the city, too many painful memories. Travis Deegan was in witness protection, preparing to testify. As Alana turned to leave, her phone buzzed, a text from Chen, "New evidence just came in. Whitman's confession doesn't match the ballistics. He might not be our shooter." Alana looked back at the spot where Derek had fallen. The case wasn't closed after all. Someone else had pulled the trigger that night, someone still out there. The motion light above her flickered once, despite the new bulb and wiring. 8:42 p.m. exactly.